From the tree's perspective, he wants an informal upright on the top.
で、模様着が一番で、黒松のこのファーストブランチは低い方がローブランチ。
He wants that first branch low.
なぜかというと、because パインはテーブルがあってスタンドがあってパインここにあります。そうすると枝がもし高いとルクライこう飛んでるみたいな。
Because it's already up high on the box, he wants it to, like, he wants low branches because it kind of grounds it and it gets closer to our perspective. He doesn't want it to look like it's going to fly away up there with these branches that are sticking out. So you tend to have a heavier tree. Also, there's only one tree on the shelf, and so you want it to be slightly bigger or more powerful feeling, which is why you use moyogi. You get the movement in there, a broad root base, and those low branches, which really kind of settle the whole top shelf. It's the only tree that gets a shelf to itself.
で、ここに4つスペースがあります。
4 spaces in the box.
で、ここが一番狭いです。
That's the narrowest spot, is that top one. The kind of the most crowded space, the smallest.
で、ここは結構場所が広いです。
And that's the biggest, most open space.
ここは一番背が高い。
The tallest space is the bottom
で、
left,
ここも横広いです。
and then the widest space is the
で、こ
bottom right.
こにわざと県外とかを持ってきます。セミカスケードとか。
So it's like a strong movement tree, typically cascade or semi-cascade.
で、これはもう木が大きいので低い植を使っている。
And so if the tree doesn't fill the space, you can use the stand to get it up closer to make sure the headroom above it is smaller.
で、もし木が小さければ
Yep, so if you have a smaller tree, use a taller
で、こ
stand.
のスペースを狭く。で、これから。で、この植は少し高さがあります。もしこ
We
れ
have a
が
little bit.
低い植だったらこっちを上に上げますが、これがもう高さが高いです。高い。 だから下に置くか、もっとこのぐらいの高いところにするか。
Because this stand is high, which we've established several times, it'd be a little ridiculous to have the second tree even higher because the stand would be up here, which is a little bit insane / precarious. And so, were this lower, we'd have more options to have the high stand over there. And so, we're gonna be curious what he's gonna end up with for this, because the stand is high. It makes us wanna choose a different form of tree that we could display naturally lower. Having a semi-cascade floating up in air is better than down low, but not exactly tenable.
But if you wanted to use if this was your only option, then maybe the smaller stand would work better, so this would be.
大体同じ1日でこう
Yeah,
いうの
all one day work.
でこういうこういう盆栽はアメリカの人は商品盆栽が少ないとないと言います。
Yeah.
でもないのじゃなくて作ってないみんなだから作ってほしい。
Yeah. There's a hilarious little joke when he caught himself. He said there's not many, way to take that back, there are no Shohin in America. And so he said, but it's not that there's none, it's that he wants you to make them, because we do have these starting points, because we may say there are no bonsai, but these exist, like these are to be found, but they look like that right now.
こういう木は多分アメリカあります。
Yeah, we have trees that look like that.
でもこれすぐなります。
Exactly.
だから皆さん作ってください。
Everybody, please make more of these. Now, hold that tree up again. This tree's now been worked on twice ever. Literally, I dug it, stuck it in a pot for a few years. We did the work that he did all on one day. And then we stressed it out so much, I was just very gentle to it for a couple of years. He literally touched it up once, and it went into the expo last fall, and I kind of haven't touched it since. So literally 2 times from the field to what he's holding in his hand. And the tree's only 12 years old. You have trees that need sun, the clouds say otherwise, and when it gets too hot, they shake a lot.
My garden's
That's
weird.
kind of how I think of it.
My garden's weird because we shopped for a property that had full sun exposure,
So
and then
you
I just
control
cover
it.
it all up.
But that's the
Let's
best.
control it.
Yeah.
But I'm in the opposite where I
You take what sun you
can't
can
cut down
get.
any trees to get.
Are there any species that wouldn't do that?
All right, while Daisaku is doing wrapping touches up on that tree, I'll talk.
If there's some landscape tree in the neighborhood that has fantastic bark, that's where you go in September to grab the pine cones, and then they'll open up, you grab those seeds. And then the percent chance is higher that it'll have decent genetic characteristics, so start there. If you don't know, then start more than you need and expect a co along the way, because it's gonna take a few years before you find out if the genes are any good. Now, for junipers, what are you gonna look for at the very beginning in terms of genetics? Foliage. And that could be the difference between Itoigawa and Kishu. These are all Itoigawa. There's a whole bunch of other actually named cultivars that are getting kind of popular right now because people, for some crazy reason, want different trees to have different colors in their backyard. And so you're seeing more blue cultivars. There's several for Shimpaku, or some kind of hybrids between some of the more famous ones, you know. Even among Kishu or Itoigawa being by far the more popular around the country, there's a whole lot of different leaf characteristics. Some are more flexible than others. Some hold their shape more than others. Some are really thin, some are really compact, some are very flat leaves, some are more rounding in their character. Depending on what your growing goals are, try to identify a foliage type that's going to help you meet your development goals.
We are incredibly thrilled that Daisaku has made the incredible effort to come here and teach us all. It's been just as rewarding of an experience for us two to put this on, if not more than all of you. So thank you for coming. We really appreciate you being here this weekend. We are trying to build a Shohin community in the Northwest and on the whole West Coast to build, create, maintain, and display outstanding Shohin bonsai. And we are hoping to carry on the momentum that Daisaku is so generous to come here and teach and move that forward. I'll be offering Shohin School classes again this year for anyone local who wants to sign up. And we're hoping next year, Daisaku really encouraged me next year to get a show going. So even if it's just a handful of displays, we will have a show sometime next year to get the ball rolling. Now that all of you have stands from David, let's